Union New York City FC rivalry. In April, David Villa worked his magic as New York downed the Union 2-0 in Chester.
David Villa just did something truly remarkable.
But CJ Sapong scored his fair share.
Picked up Sapong! CJ Sapong!
Proving to be a handful for the New York defense.
Goal! Union!
The teams have split points from the last 3 contests. Today, they want to start another streak.
Puts it in front, sailing in my leg.
The Union challenged New York City FC next. The second straight road game for the Philadelphia Union brings the club to the Bronx for a Saturday matinee to kick off today's 8-game MLS slate. And with the unconventional soccer confines at Yankee Stadium, the Union look to get back in the win column against Eastern Conference foe New York City FC. And welcome to Philadelphia Union Soccer with Tommy Smith. I'm Dave Leno in for JP Delacamera. The Union, despite their loss last weekend at RSL, have won 4 of their last 5, Tommy. So how does the club ensure last weekend was an aberration heading into today's match against one of the most potent attacks in MLS?
Well, they just got to take out of last week that had taken care of business early on, that 2 great opportunities, it would be a completely different game. To get the opportunities today, they got to nail them. You got to put them in the net.
Despite the Union not winning at RSL last week, as we take a look at our Acme player profile, Andre Blake, goalkeeper of the year, made 7 saves, many of those eye-popping stops on Silva, Plata, and the RSL attack.
Yeah, he had an incredible game. He's having an incredible season, and it's the goalkeeper's job to keep you in the game. And I'll tell you one thing, Blake certainly kept the Union in the game. I mean, he was down low, he was up high. It didn't matter where they were shooting, he was there, and he was getting a hand to it. I mean, he had a brilliant outing, and he is such a great goalkeeper.
Blake has 5 shutouts this season, which is tied second in MLS. Meanwhile, with the FIFA international break looming, the Union are without Alejandro Bedoya. He's with the U.S. men's national team for a friendly tonight against Venezuela and 2 World Cup qualifiers. So, Tommy, how does the Union adjust their shape without their captain?
Well, they're going to put Craval in, and, he won't go as much forward, I don't believe, as Bedoya does. But he has great vision, he has great range, and, of course, in Yankee Stadium, you don't have to cover that much ground, because it's not as wide as a lot of other places.
The Union lost their unbeaten streak last week at RSL, but their 4-1-2 record in the last 7 has given the club the confidence they needed. The boys in blue are looking to rebound and start a new streak today against rival New York City FC. Next. Today's match is brought to you by Talent Energy, the official energy supplier of the Philadelphia Union. Toyota, tested, trusted Toyota, let's go places. Oliver Heating and Cooling, comfort you can trust. Visit us at oliverheatcool.com. Acme, the official supermarket of the Philadelphia Union. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling. TrueMark Financial, go Union, go Credit Union, TrueMark Financial. Beanbo, proud baker of Sara Lee breads. And by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Learn more at ibx.com. Beautiful afternoon in the Big Apple for the Union's lone visit to Yankee Stadium as Jim Curtin's club searches for its second road win before the FIFA international break. Starting lineups brought to you by Advocare, the official sports nutrition partner of your Philadelphia Union. Tommy, we begin with New York City FC.
Well, they had a 2-2 draw during the week, but they've made a couple of changes here. Carmago comes in for Wallace up front, and Ring comes in for Lopez in the middle of the field. So you would expect they're going to do an awful lot of shooting this night, Dave. The Union, well, there's just the one change. I mean, Bedoya gone, so Craval comes in, and his job is going to be that he's going to have to catch up to Morales and keep Morales in check. And I know Jim Curtin would like Pontius, Ilsinho, and Pico to put a lot of pressure on the backs here. Keep running at them. That's one of the things.
Keys to the game brought to you by Toyota. Tested, trusted Toyota. Let's go places.
Well, you get the keys to this game is very simple. You got to pressure the defense. That's what I was talking about. And your defense has to be zoned in for 90 minutes because these guys shoot from anywhere. They shoot getting off the number 4 train, I think. That's how often they shoot.
Start your journey at AAA.com as the Union start the game against New York City FC. This is the 7th meeting between the clubs. The Union are 2-3-1 against New York City FC and have never won at Yankee Stadium in 2 previous attempts. And right off the bat, Tommy, you see a much narrow field.
Yeah, you can see it right away as soon as you look at it. I mean, I don't know how many yards it is narrower than most fields, but it is decidedly narrower. And that, that takes away your speed. You're not really able to use your speed, so you have to hope that there's little holes develop in the defenders if you're attacking them and you get in there and use that little space.
Our match referee is Hilario Grajeda, affectionately known as Chico Grajeda, one of the veteran MLS referees, and we're underway with New York City FC donning the home blue kits, the Union in the road white uniforms. We'll switch it to the left side. Camargo feeding via the return. Camargo with the cross. Nullified by Onyewu. Will concede the corner to New York City FC. To the back post headed by Pontius. And it's off the bar for New York City FC's ring. Another chance via. Saved by Blake. Cleared by Fabinho. McNamara turns on Craval. Over the top to Harrison. Marked by Fabinho. Harrison towards the end line, has space. Will put it across to the top. Saved by Blake on via yet again. Halftime at Yankee Stadium, where we're scoreless between New York City FC and the Philadelphia Union. And welcome into our Comcast studios in Philadelphia with Tommy Smith. I'm Dave Leno in for JP Delacamera. Tommy, New York City FC had many chances in the final third, but what are your thoughts on the first 45?
Well, I think that, the Union have to create something. They have to get used to playing in midfield, and they have to start running at these defenders, Dave, if they're going to do anything.
How can the Union maintain possession in the final third, create some chances? Because it seems like Craval's doing great in his first start, but Medunjanin hasn't been on the ball as much as we've seen him in recent weeks.
Yeah, he doesn't have as much room to pop those little passes over the top, and they're struggling. Pico has struggled. Pontius has struggled in terms of getting possession. They need to get possession. They need to hold up to it. And instead of trying to, play the ball up the field, they need to turn with the ball themselves and force their marker into making a mistake.
As we go to break, we'd like to remind you about Union Soccer Schools. Play with the pros this summer. The official soccer camps of Philadelphia Union, presented by Bimbo, have locations throughout the tri-state area. Reserve your spot today. For more info, visit unioncamps.com. Stats and highlights are coming up next. Scoreless at Yankee Stadium between the Union and New York City FC as the Union are searching for their second road victory of the season. And with Tommy Smith, I'm Dave Leno, as it's now time to take a look at the first half highlights brought to you by TrueMark Financial, here for all of your banking needs. And New York City FC, Tommy, got going early.
Yeah, and they've used a little ball over the top or the little ball long behind the defenders. Morales walks in, should have done better here. He has nobody to beat but Blake. This was a good shot by Elsinho, good save by the keeper Johnson, and this one rang the post as he fell down. That could have gone in. Then the shot comes up. Blake has to come up with a big save. This is the save of the game as far as I'm concerned. David Villa turning on it just on the edge of the box. Blake turned it away.
First half stats brought to you by Talent Energy, the official energy supplier of the Philadelphia Union.
Well, when you look at the stats, I mean, New York City, 60% of the possession. The Union with only 40%. They have to change that stat. That stat has to change if they're going to do anything.
Now, the key for the Union coming into this matchup is to get Elsinho on the ball, to go right at those defenders. How do you get him on the ball more in the number 10 spot?
Well, you have to start pulling him out a little bit into midfield. You have to start trying to create a little space for him. Plus, you have to be in a position to get the ball if he doesn't, so as that the defenders can't just close in on him. They've got to watch for everybody.
The Union are looking to capture 3 points before the FIFA international break. We will have the second half from Yankee Stadium when we return after this.
A telecast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted or rebroadcast without the express written permission of Major League Soccer.
And with the Union 4 points below the red line, 13 games played, this being the 14th, they look to get 3 points as we start the second half from Yankee Stadium. Here are the subs available for today's match. Mikey Lopez has started the last three. He's on the bench. Sean Coley played for FC Cincinnati. The USL is a threat up top. We mentioned Josh Arrow back on the 18 for the first time since his torn labrum in the preseason. Simpson and Allberger options up top. Remember, one sub was used already. Marquez in. Onyewu was out. He left today's match, we're being told, getting evaluated for a head injury. Keys to the second half, brought to you by Toyota. Tested, trusted Toyota. Let's go places.
Well, for the Union, you know, all the congestion in midfield, they've got to be fit to pick the ball up, and in picking the ball up, they've got to be fit to find somebody inside to create chances. Very few times did they have the ball inside of the box, and the defence can't afford to shut off. It looked like they shut off a couple of times, and it almost burned them, but they're still haven't given up a goal. So a little bit tighter on the defence, create a few more chances that could be in good shape, Dave.
I mentioned that the Union are 4 points below the red line. As we take a look at the Eastern Conference standings, you'll see the Union have 16 points right now. Actually have a game in Hanover, New York City FC. Toronto FC, Tommy, is unbeaten in their last 8.
Yeah, they're really on a run, and you know, it's a good time because they've put some separation between themselves on the field. When you run together 6 or 7 or 8 games, you put yourself in really good shape, and you don't have to worry so much about the rest of the season.
A lot of parity in MLS because last year, Tommy, you could say that the West was more dominant than the East, but now if you take a look at the points from each conference, it seems like there's better teams in the East from top to bottom.
Yeah, it's very difficult in MLS, no matter what they tell you around the world. It's very difficult in MLS to win away from home. Winning away from home is one of the big challenges. And I mean, you look at here, last week, you know, the Union were playing in Real Salt Lake. They had the altitude problem where the ball goes 10 yards further. You end up then, today, the field is much smaller than you're used to playing on. So you have 2 different challenges in 2 different weeks.
Second half underway at Yankee Stadium. Here comes Sapong. 3 on the attack for the Union. Playing that through to Fafa Pico. Turns it inside with the shot. It's in! Pico delivers 1-0 Union in his hometown. Here's a Coley. Won the Golden Boot in the USL last year. Advantage called here for New York City FC. Harrison. Fabinho marking him with Medunjanin. Harrison stays with it. Harrison again inside looking for Villa. Saved by Blake. Here's another chance by Rick. And Blake not once but twice. Definitely their center backs exposed. 7 shots for the Union today. Here's Matarrita. Has Villa on the inside. On his left. Villa off of Yarrow. Saved by Blake.
Yarrow takes a little bit of the sting out of it. This is going to be his call.
It's Morales with the bender, and the header's in for New York City FC. We're level at 1 apiece. It's Chanel, 1-1. Stair passes wall and looking at Medunjanin and Allberg around the ball. It's Allberg on frame off the post.
Oh, so close, so close. Ball dipping down, it got over the wall and it came off the upright.
Going to switch the point of attack to the far flank. Lewis, who just came in, retains possession, cuts it back on his left, now back on his right. Will cross this in for Harrison. Easy save by Blake. 6th corner for NYCFC with Morales. Here's his outswinger to the top of the box, looking for Lewis, can't settle. And another chance saved by Blake, but the rebound is in for Alexander Kyans, and New York City FC goes out on top, 2-1.
Two corner kicks, both of them end up in the back of the net. One from the left, one from the right.
Philadelphia Union's 6th loss of the 2017 campaign. They fall 2-1 to New York City FC. We will have a special Union post-game show coming up. Today's match was brought to you by Talent Energy, the official energy supplier of the Philadelphia Union. Toyota, tested, trusted Toyota, let's go places. Oliver Heating and Cooling, comfort you can trust. trust. Visit us at oliverheatpool.com. Acme, the official supermarket of the Philadelphia Union. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling. TrueMark Financial, go Union, go Credit Union, TrueMark Financial.